What's up? What's up? What's up? Going live. Let's see who's gonna hop in here first. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. What's up? What's up? going on? What's going on? What's going on, Timothy? Seeing if anybody else will hop on. Gonna set this up while we wait. All right. So that's the high. So right now I'm putting in my pivot points. What do I do full time? So I own a restaurant actually. Been doing it for 11 years now. So went to school for finance. Let's see, 3760. Graduated during the financial crisis. There weren't any jobs available, so I decided to stick it with the family biz for a few years and see if there was something available for me and my future family. So I'm still in the business, but now I've always wanted to do something like this. Didn't have necessarily the platform back in the day to do something like this. So excited. Actually started on another server before I did my own, and got enough people following me that I decided to start my own. So here we are. All right, so I just put in the pivot points for tomorrow. I drew up this fib extension for the month of January right here, and it's playing out super well. But I'm going to go in here and fix the pivot points for tomorrow. So these pivot points are calculated support and resistance levels for the next day of trading. So I'm going to start over here with S3. And I have this Excel sheet available in the Discord, and you can use it for any stock or any issue whatsoever. Let's see, 3704, 50. Okay. Then S2. Edit that. 37, 32, 25. 1, 780, 25. Let's edit the pivot. 3808. Okay, R1. 3856. What's up, Nemo? Is this right? Yeah. Just setting up my pivots and resistance levels for tomorrow. Let's see, R1, where are you at? Hiding. R1, R1, R1. There you are. Edit. Oh, I just did that. R2. There we go. 3883, 75. And R3. 39, 31, 75. Sweet. Okay, we took out this POC, so we're going to delete that. Took out this one. Going to delete that. All right. There we go. Oh, this one's gone too. We don't need that one. So, I'm going to dive into the monkey bars. See where that value area is at. All right. So value area high. Activate this. Put that right there. See this shaded box right here? So this is considered the value area. I've talked about this before in other videos, but so this is where 70% of the volume on the previous day traded. Or that session, excuse me, for this session, which was today. And this pink bar right here is where the most volume traded. And then on this side, this is where we spent 70% of the time right here. So this shaded area is 70% of the time. And this is where the most time was spent right here on this green bar. So what I do note though is the value area high and the value area low for the previous day, as well as this pink bar, which is the point of control, because those can be pivotal points in the day during the market. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me, why do I mess around with the future so much? And it's because all the big money is trading futures, regardless of what position you're in or how. Like, you may not even be trading the indexes whatsoever, but the futures matter the most because that's where the big boys are playing around, and where the big money's at. So it's important to know what's going on with the futures, where the support is, resistance, overnight low, overnight high for previous day. So when I come in the morning, I'm going to go back to a normal chart here in a second. I still have to make a line for the point of control, which we're going to make right here in the middle. Price level, right click, edit. Going to make that yellow. Give a little bit of width and a little bit of dash. Put VPOC and the date for today. Hit OK. Oh, hold on. Make sure you put show name on the right, so price on the right. Cool. There it is right there. All right, so we're going to go back to our normal chart here. All right, so these are we got the S1, S2, S3, and the pivot point for tomorrow. And then the R1, R2, R3 for tomorrow. And then you got the value area right here. So you got value area low right here and value area high. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a 4 hour so I can see this a little bit better. Let's see here. And I'm actually going to shade in the value area so that we can see it a little bit better. Actually, let me bring it in. I've got a 15-minute chart. There we go. So I'm just going to highlight the value area with a box rectangle here. Just from the start of tomorrow, right here, to the close. Right there. Okay? Reason I'm doing that is when we're trading during the day tomorrow, I'm going to know, hey, are we within value? Are we outside of value, inside of value, or whatever? So that way I can see it's a little more clear. All right. So now, I'm going to auto zoom this out. So let me go to the hourly. So we've seen such an amazing bounce from high to low and back to where we're at now. We've already at the 70. We've already gone up and over the 78.6 fib retracement all the way up. It's a pretty incredible move over the last couple days. Very bullish. Very bullish. I would be anxious to see how we handle going open over this high over here. I'm pretty bullish on the market, and if we can get up and over this high right here and hold it tomorrow, I think we can reach these extensions over the next couple of days all the way up to here. I know that sounds crazy, but I mean the amount of just constant buying right now is just crazy. So, all right, let's see. We had some chart requests, and then if you want to drop a chart request, please let me know. Let's see. So I was asked to chart plug, so let's do that. Look at a daily chart here. All right, just give you a quick rundown on what I like to use. So this is the 8. This is the 8 exponential moving average. Hold on, let me fix this. I see the screen messing up here. What's going on, Adam? Let me fix this real quick. Hit the screen. Okay, sorry. All right, so I was told to do a chart for plug, but anyway, let me show you what I got here. Yeah, I can do that in just a minute. No problem. So we've got the 8 EMA here and the 21. This is stuff that I like to use a lot. 8 over the 21, bullish. 21 over the 8, bearish. Then I've got this longer term 89 simple moving average. No, it's freaking crazy, but yeah. What's up? What's up, Miggy? All right, so yeah, we're doing your chart right now. So let's see here. I want to point this out. So you've got this huge area right here of kind of balance for plug. So we're kind of in this range as far as like a definitive move, which way to go here. Obviously still bullish because we've got the 8 over the 21 here. They do have a descending RSI here. But that's okay because we're holding these levels. We're not really dropping here. So I would personally, let's zoom in here a little bit. Let's bring this up. So when I'm looking at a chart, I like to see where there's like some definitive like points of interest or points of control where things kind of change, and I can see that as a breaking point up or down. So we're actually gonna do, I'm gonna cancel out this day because it's kind of an outlier, and this is your general trend right here. So what I would do is I would play long on plug up and over this line here. And why is that important? Because I want to point out something to you. I'm just seeing this as I'm doing this. So this is that line, right? But then you've got this gap right here. I'm going to need to change that to a different color. So got that gap to fill right there. So if you go up and over this line, I think it's bullish. And you can take another trend line just from the basic point right here. So once we break up and out over this, that's bullish. Or if you break down out of this, that would probably be pretty bearish. And maybe you could find some support because then you have another gap over here that you'd have to worry about. I'm going to change that to red because that would be bearish right there. Break in that point, excuse me. So what you could do is you could just right click this and create an alert with the drawing. And when it crosses above, you get an alert. And then right here, same thing, create an alert, crosses below, boom, done. You're set. You don't have to watch it. All right. So next, Rite Aid. Let's go to the daily first. If you guys have any other chart requests, please drop it, please. So, pretty bullish here. Gonna go ahead and take this trend line right here. No problem, man. No problem. Oops. Where is Alan? That's a good question, man. I don't know. I thought he'd be on here, but he's not. That's okay. He's still recovering from the COVID, so give him a little bit of a slack. All right. So you got this long-term trend line right here. Then you got another one right there. Then you've got one more right there. Okay. Now you can see it hit some support right there. And I'm just going to point this out to you. Let's see if we just take this line right here. Let's see. I'm going to bring this out a little bit. Yeah. So something I note when I'm trading is I like to look all the way back and try and find, like, you see right here was like an area of support resistance in the past, and you can see that played a role right here. So when you get it up here, look, same thing, played a role right here. Now the cool thing is it gapped up and over here, and then now it went down to the trend line and held. So what I would do is I would be long up and above this line right here. So it's taken this support level here, and that's covering these tops. Good thing I like to do actually is right click these, edit these, and just show on the right. And then you can change it and just put support, right? And then what you can do as well is you can create an alert on this if you're trading. And you can say it crosses below, I need to be concerned. Going back in closer here. So that's some support right here. Whenever the RSI gets down under here, so RSI is relative strength. Whenever you see the RSI go below 30 and then back above, to me that's bullish. Whenever you see the RSI go up above 70 here and then go below it, to me that's bearish, because that's the strength is waning on the stock. So what I would do is be long above this. If you want, you can also, take a trend line here from the top, and you can see that with just time alone, we're getting ready to cross this. So that in itself, to me, I mean, you can see here, we have some definite support here. This was our first demand right here. Then we had further demand here. Now that broke right here. This one should hold. So I would be long up and over this. I can't believe the stock's almost $23. It's crazy. If I was to put a target on this, what's your time frame on this? Are you in it right now? If you're still here, Adam. I'm not sure that Adam's here. Well, Adam, whenever you do watch this thing, I would be targeting. So how I do this as well is I don't try to make this too complicated. Let's go to hourly. 19th, cool. All right, so December 19th, that's right here, right? So what are we gonna do? We're gonna take this 19th right here. So I'm going to take a straight line through this general motion right here. Reach out to the 19th, which is right there. And so my target is going to be somewhere in this general area. So how I did that was I'm generally just taking the overall trajectory of the stock over the long term, and using that based upon it holding those trend lines, it ending in that area by the 19th. So from that point, you can, make your judgment as to if you're in an option play, which if you've got it till the 19th, it sounds like you are, how much value you have in that intrinsic. So extrinsic value. If you're in the money, are you in the money or out of the money? What's your strike? Well, depending on what your strike is, let's look at the options. If you're on February 19th, I can see. So, 26, yeah, I think you're good, man. I think you also need to note that you got a lot of open interest up here as well. So definitely some people still holding calls all the way up here to the 35. So, and looking at the 26. Yeah, and let's see. So, today, put call ratios not as bullish as some others. But it's still bullish. Anything under 1 is bullish, but if it's over 1, then people are kind of playing to the put side. Anyway, all right, let's do Chewy. This is Mr. Allen's play. So this is a long-term channel I had on this thing, so we're going to redraw this. So, oops. Well, when you look at open interest, especially if it's something that you're holding, if you're following a big trade, actually, yeah, if you're following a big trade, I think it's critically important. Like if you see a big option trade, I think it's critically important that you keep track of that. So open interest is basically what contracts are still open out there. So if you see a big contract get signed up for like 5,000 on something that usually doesn't trade, um, you can follow along and see how long they hold it. So you can actually tell um, when they're out of the position, which is nice. All right, anyway, so there's this long-term channel that was here, and then we broke out of it, and it found support at the top of that. So to me, that's bullish long-term, definitely for Chewy. So then we're going to take this trend line right here. Boom. Zoom in here. So this would be the new channel that I would make for Chewy right here. So as long as we hold this, and we're looking for, what is it, the 19th he's got expiration on? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do the same thing. Just going to take a line straight through the middle here. We're going to go to the 19th and do. So take that. And we're going to make that our target. Sorry guys, there is like a 15-second lag on here, so I would think that this is a good target for Chewy by then. I mean, as long as it holds this channel, we're doing really good on this. I know it's been consolidating and going sideways for a minute, but I really think that it has every ability to go up at this point. Now, I do want to note this. So I would like to see the RSI go up and over this level. To me, that would confirm the strength that we need to see here. So I wouldn't bail on this trade, just because, like I said, we are hugging that channel right now. So right. Want to show you guys what I saw in this mofo right here, which was random. I was doing this the other day. Somebody in here works for these people. So I had set an alert right here as we had this wedge building, and I put an alert right here. Once we went over, it was time to buy. So that's what we did right here. I'm using Thinkorswim. So TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim. It's my favorite by far to use. So I set this alert right here, and once it popped off, went to the trade tab, grabbed it at the money call, and voila, look at today, up and over, and closed at all-time highs. Pretty bullish, if you ask me. Let's see. Goldman. Bought this one yesterday, right here. And why did I do it? Well, we have this level right here, which I was considering as this was the gap up here. So when I started seeing this little balance area right here, oops, right click, auto zoom. Sometimes that goes in too far and then you get a little bit crazy. Let's look at the hourly, might be easier. There we go. So I took this little balance area and said, I'm going to go off this demand right here with this balance because we came down and we were slowing down a little bit. And you can see right here, the RSI had gotten under 30 a couple times right here. So to me, that's bullish, or it's a sign of a bottom. And when you have that coincide with this right over here going into the demand zone, good stock like Goldman, opportunity. Boeing, we actually still have not gotten the break that I'm expecting on this, and that's why I put out a play for next week that I went in. So we've got this big old triangle here, and we're seeming like we're going to break up and out of here. So, and we were hugging that bottom, and see that nice little doji right there? See that? You got this demand zone right here with this gap up right here, so that's why I use this point right here. We'll just highlight that so you can see. This candle right here was proven that we had support at these levels. So you got this little area of consolidation right here. And breaking up and out of that. So I would expect Boeing to be maybe 210 to 215 into this week. Let's see. UPS. How did I know UPS was going to go up like it did today? Yes, I will. So, I've got this big old box right here for UPS. This is the range that UPS trades in, and this is why I'm able to figure it out so easily, because it just gives it to me. So this is UPS. I did not expect us to go as low as we did today, but looking at the hourly here, we had, let's zoom in here. So I was going off of yesterday's high as support right here. So us coming all the way down to yesterday's high right here, that was definite support in the buy point. So we also got this bullish cross that was held, and then boom, we had this big old green candle right here. And we did pull back off the highs at the close, but I do like that we ended up staying, because I'm going to note something here. You've also got this area right here, which is a gap. So that didn't show up very well. Oh, come on. Anyway, you got that gap right there. So because you got that gap and we didn't go all the way back into it, I think that's bullish. I'm going to keep a trend line on this sucker from here out. And I'm going to make this a channel at the top of this here. So trajectory speaking, I'm going to take this, go through the middle here, and we're looking for the 12th, right? 12th, 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 12th. Well, I guess I need to go to a bigger time frame here. We're going to go from here in this trajectory to the 12th. So I would expect UPS to be somewhere in this range come expiration of that. Okay. Palantir was up nicely after hours, which is cool. What did I see in Palantir? Well, here you go. Right here, we have these resistance points right here, and you can count that. That was the last one that we can hit. You had this demand zone right here. So I'm basing it off of this candle, which was the initial breakout and fail. Then we broke out of it there. So technically, this candle right here should hold because it was prior resistance. Now it's support. So that's why I went after Palantir today. So how does this come out from this point? Also, I want to note that it has earnings coming up on the 16th. And a lot of these companies run up into earnings. Also, I want to note that this was one of the companies that was involved with the Wall Street Bets thing. Obviously, it ran up kind of high. Wanted to see it consolidate a little bit, and now it's a great opportunity to be in the stock. So, I'm going to do something that I haven't done yet tonight, but to kind of emulate what my targets may be for Palantir, I'm going to show you how to do a fib extension. So I'm going to go from this low to this high and to this low right here. Okay? And these are now my targets. So this is how you do this, and this is how I did this for the S&P on the futures. Same thing. So you go from low to high and back to the recent low, which is technically usually, your consolidation bottom for the next leg up. So I'm going to use this as my levels, and then I'm also going to do a nice little trend line right here and see how that holds. Now, where do I get out of this position? If we go below today's low tomorrow, I will be out of this position. But if we go up and over today's high, that would be extremely bullish in my opinion. Let's see what today's high was. 35.62. Now that seems kind of crazy, but this stock's been pretty freaking volatile, so we'll see. Is that today? I don't think that's today. Oh, I'm looking at the weekly. As I say, I don't remember it being that high. Today was 34.20. Yeah, so a move up and over 34.20, that would be extremely bullish on Palantir. But that's what I do. So I look for, demand and support levels that we've seen in the past. And yes, I'm actually still in American. We just had some consolidation down around this area. I had a thing here to buy it. We're up after hours. That's good. We're still holding this trend line. We got some time on this sucker. And I think we're aiming for 212, right? So where can we end up on 212? Well, it's going to be close. I'm going to need to see it bounce tomorrow. If it doesn't get up and over 17 tomorrow, I'm not going to feel that great about it. But you need to be patient with some of these plays. Sometimes they just go sideways and burn theta, and sometimes it's easier to get out and back in, but a lot of us don't have that ability. And it's just be patient with this one. As long as it holds this trend line right now, I wouldn't jump ship. Anybody else? Somebody asked me about Lulu, so I'm going to look at it. So, I'm going to remove this. Remove this. All right, what we got here? I like the way that it made this nice little base, and it's coming up here. I think our good old buddy Jason is in this play. It's a nice little sharp trend line base right there. You've also got this to contend with. So actually, I'm going to set an alert on this drawing. Because if it gets up and above that, I think we could easily break out. So I like that. I like that a lot. I'm actually going to snap that one. Paste that in the chat. Somebody asked about it. I'm actually going to scribble on it real quick. Fly. Troop disband. Cool. All right. There's that. Let's look at some other ones that I've called out here. PayPal. This one was up really nice after hours. I mean, this has just been crazy bullish. I had this alert set and it was just money. How did I draw this alert? Not necessarily. So I do have like a general number of issues that I follow. But I do have a screener which helps me find certain setups that I look for in particular. And that screener works wonders for me. Sometimes when I'm looking for a play that's how I got PTSG. That's how I found that company and found that setup. So you can see here, we found support here. So that's why I put that line right there. Got that demand right there. So that's why I put that alert here. And we hit it. So super bullish on PayPal. We do have earnings on Thursday. So take half, ride the rest. Don't let your profits slip away on that one. I took Beyond today. And again, same reason. Look at this. Just draw a line right here. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, you don't make this harder than it is. You just got to look for the patterns and, and they're there. I mean, I know about this one because I traded Beyond down here. As you can see, did the same thing right here for this level down here. Look, boom, boom, boom. This was one of my plays a couple weeks ago. And then drew just trend line up, and obviously some people got lucky and took advantage of this news. I never thought we'd get up that high, but that was because when they joined with Pepsi. But that's why I picked Beyond, because we filled this gap right here. It went perfectly with this resistance here and this resistance over here. Great setup. Try to run through some of the other plays that we have here. So we got silver. Now, this is something I wanted to show y'all. That's an old line, so we're going to remove that. I think this is a little bit easier to see on the smaller chart. Yeah. So I saw this resistance support levels right here. Took that into consolidation. Now, something to note is you've got this huge gap right here that was made today, actually. Right there. If we can get up and over, what's the high here? 2550? 2555? This thing's gonna moon back. Absolutely. no doubt in my mind. GLD more likely. Look at this gap up and over. What's the high of this candle? 52. Yeah, and you can see in the after hours we're already over that. So gold basing right here could shoot higher. What fib am I using? So for which in particular? I'm sorry. When I'm looking at fibs in general? The percentages. So these 0 to 0, the 23, the 38, the 50, 61, 78, 6, and 100, those are all standard. 161.8, all standard. You can edit those in Thinkorswim. So these are just statistically significant levels. These are all presets. So usually the 50 and the 61.8 are significant. Excuse me. So, like some people, I'll just let's use a random day. Oh, what's the stock that moved today? Let's look at Blink. Okay, we could have said Blink, right? You could have traded the fibs during the day. You said that's where we started. This was the low. And so you draw from high to low. And then this is where you get your points of contention. So right there, then bust through here. You can see we hit that there and came back down, up, consolidate around this area, back up through that. I mean, this isn't the greatest example, but I'm just showing you that the fib levels, they can be significant. They were extremely significant today in the ES, actually. Not just the fibs, but the resistance pivots. I actually took them off because I've changed them for tomorrow already. But they were just on point. You can actually see, let's see here. So that was, and I'll go back to it so you can tell how I did this. So this was the low for the month right here. That was the high for the month right here. And that was the low point at the end. So that's how I drew that. Okay. And then when I come here, you can see how significant these played a role. So we climbed all the way through, held the 38.2 right here, up through the 50, held the 50 right here, up to the 61.8, consolidated, then went back higher, kept going, up to the 71.6 today, through it, came down, bounced off of it here, and now we're consolidating right now. So it's kind of crazy how much we've moved. Also take note to the fact that this is the value area high right here, and how that basically played as resistance right here so far in today's session. So right now, this whole area right here is where 70% of the volume was traded today. And that's significant for tomorrow. I've got about 5 more minutes, guys. I'm gonna have to go. JMIA, let's do that. So let's pull up the hourly here. The stock is just a beast. I want you to see something else, because I also did this for JMIA right here. Took this point. Yeah, no problem, Tim. Took this point right here, and I said, if we hit this point, it was time to buy more. Now we went through this. This is on this day right here. I think I set this alert on this day or this day. I don't remember. And then we had that crazy sell-off last week. Last week? Yeah. Or the week before last. Anyway, this is on the 25th. And set that alert right here. Look at how that played out. Bounced. Off to the races again. If there's particular names that you follow, go back on these charts. Look for these levels. Be patient. Set alerts. They will hit eventually. And if they don't, they don't. But they will. Alright, so JMIA. I went long on this because I felt that we had some sort of support working right here on this trajectory. And I said it was a high risk play for a reason. But you can see here we had this nice bowed up level here. Filled that gap. Now if we can bounce again up from here, which as you can see, this is how we do. We go up and down, 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 up and down. So I would expect the options are expiring. I expect JMIA to be around 70. Right there. Somewhere in this area. Come Friday. Or sooner. You never know. Alright, last call. Then I'm gonna catch some Z's. Alright, guys. Thanks for hopping on. I'm going to try to do this nightly or semi-nightly. We'll have a weekend video. Gonna have some yes sir, thank you. Gonna have some introduction videos. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. You saw the chart? I was getting ready to post it, but I'll post it anyway. So you have it. Alright. You guys have a great night. Like, subscribe this video, please. Just starting, so would be nice.